Okay, and welcome to another episode of Youthful Minds. This is a show for youth, by youth, about the youth. Here on this episode, we're going to be talking about the European Solidarity Corps, and we've invited our very good friend Leonor here to talk about it. So, Leonor, could you start by introducing yourself?
Hi, I'm Leonor, but everyone calls me Leo. First of all, Tom and Luigi, thank you so much for inviting me to the Youthful Mind. It's a brilliant project. I'm Leo. I just turned 24. Yeah. And I'm from Portugal. I'm Portuguese, but I'm living in London currently. I just finished my master's in social entrepreneurship, and now I just came back to Portugal uh, just to rest.
Okay.
And so yeah, I just finished my master's. I was working in Deliveroo. Deliveroo is a organization like Uber Eats, and I was working in the company, just monitoring orders. It was pretty much a job that I had while I was doing my master's, like a part-time job. And now I'm just trying to look for a job in a social enterprise or charity organization that is really my field of study, like the master's.
Okay.
Nice.
Perfect. Like we were thinking about, like, apparently you went to Georgia, and
Yeah, so basically it's a very good question, very convenient. So basically between my master's and my bachelor, I graduated in 2017 in chemical engineering, and afterwards I was kind of like lost and I didn't really know what to do. And my friend works in an organization, a Portuguese NGO. He told me he had this project in Georgia for 2 months. In the time it was called EVS, and I said, okay, why not? And I applied and I got in, and I went to Georgia in the 1st of January of 2018. So I remember in that time I didn't have much of a party, New Year's party, because I had my flight to Georgia the next day. And yeah, I arrived there. It was like everything very new language, new country, new letters, new alphabets, everything was new. But I was working in an organization, in an NGO, and I was teaching English mostly. I was doing like cover pages or doing some English translation if they needed it. I was doing pretty much everything they asked me, really. And I had lessons there, because in DVS, I think in all EVS, well, now ESC, ECS,
European
ESC,
Solidarity Corps, yes, the
Yeah,
ESC.
yeah.
ESC, you need to have like in the program you should have like language lessons. So I had Georgian lessons, and now 2 years later I speak Georgian, which was great. And yeah, like my time there was really was important for me, because from that time that I was there, I decided to pursue my master's in social entrepreneurship. And I even participated in a youth exchange about social entrepreneurship. And it was actually in that year where I started to be involved in the Erasmus Plus and European Solidarity Corps like world. And I started to go like to more training courses, Erasmus Plus projects, youth exchanges, and that's why the next year I went to Turkey and I met you guys.
Yeah, very good. For the people that don't know, like the Erasmus Plus, people normally only think of Erasmus Plus as just like going to another country for 3 months as part of your university. But Erasmus Plus is much bigger than that. Like you've got youth exchanges, training courses, training for trainers. And part of this is the European Solidarity Corps, or EVS, where you go to another country for 6 months to be able to volunteer there, work in NGOs and like develop.
Exactly.
So how was this for you? How was this for you, Leonor?
It was a very eye-opening, because I really didn't know the dimension of like the Erasmus Plus, and this it was really good to be able to meet different people who were living in Georgia, like underdeveloped country, uh, people with from so many different backgrounds. I met so many people there, and also to be able to live in a country where I was completely lost in the language, because it's not like you're living in London that it's not your first language, but everything is in English, right? Or in Italy, because like okay, maybe you don't speak Italian, but like you can read even though you don't understand, right? And then in Georgian everything, like the alphabet is different, so it was really new, and really at the beginning it was really like what the what am I doing here?
Mm-hmm.
And but it was really good to for me to understand like their daily lives, how they work, how the Georgian society works,
Mm-hmm.
and Georgian education and everything, literally daily life. And I stayed there. Actually, my EVS, European Solidarity Corps, was a short one, so it was 2 months. You can do up to 1 year. So EVS, it's basically like it can be short term or long term, and for everyone, anyone who lives in Europe until 30 years old, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
And yeah, I decided. So after these 2 months, I just missed my flight and decided to stay 4 more, and I stayed in total 6 months there, just working within the organization. I was in another project with other organization teaching English, and it was like literally the adventure of a lifetime, really.
Mm-hmm.
How was your typical day over there? I mean, I'm so curious about that. I'm so curious about Georgia. Like you were just
Okay,
waking up.
that's a
Yeah.
good question. So the organization I started work I would start work at 12. So I would wake up, I would have breakfast and take the marshutka. Marshutka is the bus, so it's like a mini van, and I would take the marshutka 34 until the organization, it was in the city center. The organization is in Kutaisi. I was in Kutaisi, like the second biggest city of Georgia, and I would just go there and, for example, do Georgian, do record videos, because within there, because I was learning Georgian so fast and I was like really enjoying it, we started a segment on YouTube called Georgian for Foreigners, and I still now do videos. And every week I talk about, let's say, this week I talked about like countries and their nationalities to foreigners. And because I was a foreigner living there, it was like it was the perfect situation, because I was a foreigner and I knew what I needed there. Like I don't know, just like sentences like, oh, can you help me, how much this costs, I don't speak Georgian, oh, I speak a little bit of Georgian. So just not focus on the grammar or the language as a very formal thing, but in what I needed it as a foreigner myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I was doing these videos. I was having meetings regarding English lessons to Georgians.
Mm-hmm.
I was doing so much stuff. So usually my day used to be like from midday until 7. I'll be at the in the organization until 7. Then I would just call someone and say, "What are you doing?" And I would meet them in their houses or in McDonald's or in a restaurant, and we would sing. Or if I would go to their houses, we would go on fully karaoke, and it was really cool, really really nice. Like I really enjoy. I don't know why, but I think that Georgian, like the people are so kind and so sweet and friendly, very hospitable, very like I would arrive and say like maybe one word in Georgian, like Madlov, and they were like, oh my god, you are such a good girl, you know Georgian. And they would give us everything, like um oh, please try this, please eat. Oh my god, I got so fat when I came back. Dear Lord, really, because everyone's like, oh, please eat. And but their food is really good. It's really like comfy food, like very greasy and very like, but it's good. But not if you want to stay fit.
So something that I've heard about Georgia is that since the days of the Soviet Union, even before that, it was always very famous for its good red wine. Is that true?
Oh my god, guys, I started liking red wine in Georgia.
Okay, perfect. Do you have any good stories about the red wine?
I mean, you're from Porto, you know, like
I
the wine is
know,
good over
but
there.
Porto wine is so different. Porto wine is different. Porto wine is more like an appetizer. It's like, or even after, just a little bit after any meal, you can have it. It's, of course, I like Porto wine, but I don't know, the red wine, especially the wine made at home. So we would go to our friend's house and we would have big supras with so much food and so much like red wine, and especially in Easter. Oh my god, guys, Easter is a dream for me. I love it. I've been there for 2 years. Like every year I go. This year I was supposed to go, but and yeah. And so basically we would have like uh toasts, and this is a very important thing in Georgia. It's taken very seriously, toasts. And if you are in a traditional Georgian table, there's a person who is called tamada, and the tamada is a toastmaster, and he starts saying like the first toast is always to God, or usually it's to God, or it can be like you can there's like hundreds of toasts. You say toast to God, to women, to family, to Georgia, to Portugal, to the world, to music, to dreams, memories. There's so many things. So after every supra, every meal, we would be like dead drunk, because also you can drink red wine, but also you can drink cha-cha. You, Tom, I'm sure you tried it.
Yes, I have.
And is it not deadly poison?
Is deadly poison. My airport situation happened on that.
Yes.
What happened? What happened?
My airport situation. Well, I was a bit drunk, and I was partying all night. I had a 6 a.m. flight, and so I took the taxi to the airport at 4 a.m. So I arrived at the airport at 4 a.m. And then all of a sudden, my flight's cancelled. So then I was like, oh wow, what am I supposed to do? I checked the reception. At the reception, there's at least 200 people there. I'm like, well, yeah, I can't queue. I'm really drunk. So I slept on the floor of the airport, waiting there. A few hours later, I wake up. I go to the help desk and say, listen, can I contact my family? I need the Wi-Fi. I know you have to pay, but please let me use the Wi-Fi. I need to contact my family. My flight has been cancelled. They're like, no, you need to buy a new phone. Over there, you can buy a phone for only €100. I'm like, no, let me have the Wi-Fi.
only 100 euros.
Yeah, I want to use the Wi-Fi. Anyway, that didn't work. So yeah, then I had to stand in the queue. There were about 30, 40 people. I got a new flight like 12 hours later. But yeah, cha-cha is a very dangerous thing. It's very delicious.
Very dangerous.
You have very good stories on it. Sometimes you don't remember everything, but it's a very good story.
Actually, I have a good story. So basically, well, it was the day we went to see the Georgia playing against Belgium in rugby, and so basically we were in the bar just drinking like cocktails, nothing really serious, and the entire team of Belgium comes into the pub, right?
Wow.
Not the pub, like the bar, and they came, and I'm like, oh my god, it's the team, and I immediately go there and said, guys, I'm from Portugal, and I watched you guys today. I know you lost because they lost because Georgia is so good in rugby. So that's why we should drink and celebrate, because even though you lost, we are in Georgia, so we should celebrate. So we were drinking. They were at the time I was learning French, and they were like helping me with my French. We did this game called Cha-Cha or Water.
Mhm.
It's basically this game. You have like, I don't know, you have two teams, and you have glasses of water and Cha-Cha, the same amount.
Mhm.
And then you mix them, and then each team should drink, and the person who drinks should not have any reaction, because the other team should guess if it was vodka or water. After this, everyone was completely drunk, because I mean, obviously it was maybe 10 shots of Cha-Cha, and one it was water, so everyone was like drinking Cha-Cha and Cha-Cha. It was a very good day and very good night.
What is this Cha-Cha? I mean, it's a shame, guys. I'm the only one here who have never been to Georgia. I want to go there so bad.
But it's
Yeah,
basically
Leonard knows better than me.
Georgian vodka.
Mhm.
It's I think it's like 40 or something percent or 50%, and there is one their Cha-Cha made at home, and it can be even higher. So it's, if I had to compare it to something, I'll be like vodka,
Mhm.
but yeah,
Okay.
but it's much stronger,
Mhm.
and it's like transparent. That's why we were playing this with water, because you wouldn't be able to see
Mhm.
if it's water or Cha-Cha. But you
And they
should
are
definitely go,
drinking.
Luigi.
Yeah, I will for sure. And they are drinking like this Cha-Cha like in the morning or for
They
special.
actually, it's so funny because they drink whenever they drink. Usually, like, it can be at lunch. I mean, I never drunk in the morning. I drank wine in the morning, but not Cha-Cha. But they do it. They don't do it like, okay, let's have a meal and then let's drink afterwards. They just do it. They do it like within the meal.
Mhm.
So let's say we were having, like, I don't know, bolognese or something. We were having, and then this guy says, "Okay, let's toast." And whenever you toast,
Mhm.
you should bottoms up everything. So it's, you go by shots, and you drink shots, and then usually they drink something sweet. It can be like lemonade, or it can be also beer, or even wine, like shot of this and lemonade.
Mhm.
But it's a very, very alcoholic nation, I'd say.
Mhm. Yep. And like, I'm sure Luigi and many other people haven't actually been to Georgia. Like, what's the landscape like? Like, what is there to visit? What are the cool things to see in Georgia, see and do in Georgia?
Oh my god, I think Georgia is, well, I'm from Portugal, so I'm really used to see the beach and be in the sea and everything, right? Georgia has only the Black Sea, which is in Batumi or Kobuleti,
Mhm.
and the beach there is really rocky. So
Mhm.
for a person who comes from Portugal, I'll be like, there's not really for a beach, but they have amazing mountains. Amazing mountains. I've been to Kazbegi is amazing.
Mhm.
Svaneti is amazing. I was actually, the first time I skied, it was in Mestia,
Mhm.
and like the landscapes, they're breathtaking. The mountains, I've never seen so
Mhm.
like such a white landscape.
Mhm.
Lakes, they have loads of lakes,
Mhm.
and Carreti, they're really good for, again, the wine. But it's mostly, I'd say, like mountain, like uh
Nature.
yeah, nature, yeah, 100%. Like for hiking, it's really good. Also really good for hitchhiking.
Mhm.
Amazing for hitchhiking. So I'd say, like, every season there's something special in Georgia, really.
Mhm. Sounds very interesting. And like, there are many cheap flights with many budget airlines from all across Europe actually going to Georgia. It's pretty cheap to go there from most European countries with Ryan or Wizz Air. But maybe some people are a bit scared because there are like two areas that are a bit disputed with Russia. Do you think that Georgia's safe?
It's a very good question, and it's still like current. And it was something that even my family was kind of afraid for me to go there. Is it say it's in war? There's war. But I'll tell you guys, it's one of the safest countries I've been, really. obviously in those areas, I've never been to those areas, which is South Ossetia and Abkhazia. And these areas, they're like further north, and one is more in the west part and one is more in like middle east part. And I've never been to these areas, but usually people say that like Georgians can't go there, and so let alone like as a tourist and living as a tourist and living as a foreigner living there. My friends advised me, don't go there, just maybe nothing will happen, but like just for the sake of your of my safety, right? And but like regardless, it was a very 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 safe country. Like I would go to the supermarkets at midnight or 1, because they have like 24-hour supermarkets. We don't have this in Portugal. And I would go there. It's really peaceful. There are a lot of like stray dogs.
Yeah.
So living in the street, which was like one time I remember the taxi took me home, and my home was a little bit like further. So I said, okay, just leave me here. I want to walk a little bit. And there was like, I don't know, 20 dogs all together playing in a pile of like dust. Guys, you can't imagine. I was like this because like I have a dog, but I'm a little bit afraid of dogs, especially that I don't know them. So can you imagine 20? I run like from my life. Really, I run from my life. But it was, anyways, it's a really safe city, and Tbilisi or even Kutaisi, it's very very safe. People don't need to be afraid to go there, because there's police everywhere. And by what my friends told me, some years ago the police was very corrupt, but now it's much better now. And yeah, I really feel that the tourism in Georgia is growing and growing and growing, so the situation with the police and government and everything like is developing, and the city is getting safer, I'd say.
Coming back to ESC, so do you recommend it for young people after, I don't know, a bachelor or after high school? I mean, it's good to
yeah. So
visit new
basically,
places.
I'd say just go. Don't think too much. I think it's really good, especially if you don't really know where you're standing, or okay, should I do a master? Should I do a postgrad? Should I go to work? It's a very good thing that you first of all you live abroad, and for many people it can be the first experience living abroad. So first international experience. It can open your eyes to other areas that maybe they didn't think about it, or for example, for me, I never thought about this, and look where I ended up. Like I don't know if I had not gone to Georgia, I don't know where I would be today, honestly. So I feel like a lot of people are like, oh, I want to do it, but it's never a good time, or they are afraid. What if I don't like, or it's too long? I just say, you have time to think about it when you're there, and just go, because I feel like it brings you much more than what you're expecting. At least for me, it was a very very rewarding experience, and I don't know anyone who did not who had not liked the experience. So I 100% I recommend going. And regardless even the country, obviously I was very fortunate. I was like, Georgia, where's Georgia? Because of my friend told me about this project, and it was in Georgia. And I was like, okay, do you have any other countries? And said, no, this is just a project in Georgia. I said, okay, why not? And I think this is the mentality that people need to have, because I just discovered my second home without really understanding. And so So in short, just go.
Yeah, that sounds very interesting. Like when I talk to other people and I look myself for volunteering opportunities and like travel opportunities, then you look at things like ISEC, AFS, and like often like the
Yeah.
costs are like pretty high to actually go work slash volunteer in another country. So you have to pay for it. How much did it cost for you to go to Georgia?
Well, I had to pay 0. I didn't have to pay at all. So that was again another one of the things that my parents couldn't really say no to me, because, well, like you said, ISEC, and there's so much more other programs that you need to pay. And for Georgia, I didn't have to pay anything. The sending organization, which is the organization I was sent in Portugal, and they just took my like documents and my details, and they booked the flights. I had the accommodation, I had insurance, and I had even pocket money. So I had money to do whatever I want. More and more, even though Georgia is cheap. If you want to travel, I put a little bit of my money, but it was not like wow. You could even save if you were like living a very like easy and simple life. You could even save, but I mean, what's the point? I was just like living my life, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's totally free. It's one of the things that ESC has in its advantage, because comparing to other projects, you need to pay, or you need to pay a fee. We give you accommodation, but you need to pay a fee, or you need to pay I don't know, your flights. And in this case, they provide literally everything, and they even picked me up in the station and took me home. So it was really good, and it cost me nothing. So it's win-win.
Yeah, and like these are not isolated cases. Like it's very easy to actually find European Solidarity Corps opportunities from all like for countries all around Europe. Like it's not an isolated case at all.
It's not. And I feel like once you're in the like once you've been, you know, the people, and then you know a lot of people. It's like a big huge network. And like I feel like Facebook is really good, is a very good tool to find all these kind of projects. So I'd say if people want to join or want to look for, just look on Facebook. There's so many Facebook groups that they post opportunities for Italians, Portuguese, British, for everyone. And even like not even Erasmus, not even youth exchanges or training courses, also ESC, which are like the longer terms. So I'd say like if you really want to go in these opportunities and look for more opportunities, just give Facebook groups like yeah.
Definitely, you can also like leave a comment below, and then we can add you to Facebook groups. They're like really easy to find. There's really no difficulty. I think at the moment all Erasmus Plus projects are put on hold. Apparently, there's something called coronavirus going on. I don't know if anyone heard about it.
No, that in Brussels as well. Oh my god!
What? Where'd you go?
Well, I don't know. Let's ask to the Italian guy.
Yeah, it's a coronavirus in Italy.
Few cases, nothing really big is happening.
Nothing really big, just.
Well, Leo, in relation to like you were talking about, you've met a lot of people. Like I saw on the page of the European Commission that there's more than 1 million Erasmus babies. Do you think that this statistic is true? And do you have any experiences or knowledge about this?
Well, Erasmus in general, or Erasmus Plus?
In Erasmus Plus.
I mean, Erasmus Plus. Well, I'd say that it's pretty like whenever you are going in a project, let's say 2 weeks, 1 week, you are living with people, like you are living constantly with the same people during the same time under the same roof. So it's kind of easy to things happen. I don't know about the babies, but well, I don't know. Maybe if it's, I mean, if they say it in their page, I'm sure it's true.
There was actually, I think it was last year that the first second generation Erasmus babies happened. So that people that met each other on Erasmus had babies and they went on Erasmus again.
Seriously?
Yes, definitely.
That's so nice. I mean, I've heard like the Erasmus generation, as in, but the Erasmus program, like when you're going 6 months abroad. But I did not hear about these Erasmus Plus babies, because it's like, it's okay. It's very good. I mean, are these people still together though?
Yeah, like that. Like some worked, some didn't.
Yeah. Okay.
I was curious, Leo, to make a comparison between like Georgia, like Portugal, and London. I mean, which city would you like to live in now? And I don't know, some.
That's a really good question, and everyone, like so many people, have been asking me, because I lived in, well, in Porto. I'm from Porto, the best city in the world, because home is home, right?
True.
And then I my first like experience abroad. Let me just give some background. I went to live in Mozambique for 2 months, and then I went on Erasmus with my university to Prague. And afterwards, I went to Georgia for 6 months, and now London. So fortunately, I have so many experience, and like living and understanding of living in so many different countries, like even levels of development. And I feel like, okay, if you are asking, comparing these three countries, well, Portugal, it will always be my home. And I know that no matter where, no matter when, I can come back, and my people will be here, like for me, like with their arms open. Now, between Georgia and London, oh my God. So if you're talking about work-wise, I'd say London is very good. And I'd say it's the only it's the only thing that London is really good, because there's so many opportunities, but it's also really competitive. And so it's like you can really have the like network connections, education, so many things in London. And London is the place to be, at least like to grow in your career if you wish to. But I'd say like Georgia, I had such a great time in Georgia, man. And the Georgians ask me like, why do you like Georgia? Why? You live in London, why you keep coming back? Why are you keep coming? Like, this doesn't make sense. But it's just like the people there are really, really, really warm, really. I feel like Portuguese people and Georgians are really like, I even joke around and say that we are cousins, like Portuguese and Georgians, because we're really like always hugging, always kissing, and like very warm and very communicative. As opposed to like in London, everyone, it's a very lonely life, I'd say. Like I lived there for a year and a half now, and I'd say like, even though it's like there's 8 million people living in London, but it's very lonely, because everyone is busy in their own lives. And it's so annoying that whenever we want to meet someone, we need to call and schedule 2 weeks in advance, or at least one, because everyone has such a pretty strict schedule and meetings and work, which is fine, because it's a city to work. And so like I'd say Georgia and Portugal are more similar, because you like you have your car, or even if you don't have your car, your friends can pick you up, or you have the metro. It's really easy. You can be there in like 10 minutes. And in London, you can go on 50 minutes metro minimum.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But I mean, there's only one place that you can meet the Queen. So I guess the city that
oh
you.
yes, it's so good that you brought. So basically, it has been my dream since I arrived to London to meet the Queen. And now I have, so I will talk about it because I'm very proud. Thank you, Tom. God save the Queen.
God save the Queen.
So basically, I was going to work. It was like, I think it was last year, or the beginning of this year. No, it was last year. And I was going to work, and I remember I usually arrive very early to my workplace because I want to have breakfast and be really chilled. And then I get off the bus, and the little street, the shortcut that goes until my workplace in Cannon Street is shut down. So there's police there, and there's some people, like there's a lot of, not a lot, but maybe like 6-7 people there. And I remember, because I'm actually FaceTiming my friend, so I'm like, yeah, I'm coming to work. And then I just turned to this person. I'm like, what's happening? And this person says, the Queen is coming. And I'm like, which Queen? The Queen? And they say, yeah, the Queen. And I'm like, oh my god. And I'm talking with my actually Georgia friend. I said, I call you back. The Queen is coming. Oh my god. And we, like, it was the Philatelic Society of London, I remember. And there's so many like security and police there. And because I arrived there kind of early, they said the Queen is coming in 15 minutes. So I just stood there, right? And I didn't care about my job. And I stay there. And I see, like, after 15 minutes, I see this huge black van coming. And then there's like people, like security guards leaving the car. And they create like this kind of like hallway. And then I see like very sparkly clothes, and I see like one tall lady, one taller, and this person goes inside the building, and I'm like, was this the Queen? Oh my god. And then I realized, no, that's too tall to be the Queen. Maybe like assessor, or I don't know how to say it in English, assessor, I don't know, it was someone. And then there's this person. I even have a picture, guy, because obviously. And there's this little person, guys, in this color, wearing this the suits that she wears, right? She's wearing a suit this color. It's not blue. It's not green. It's like turquoise. Yeah, exactly. And she gets out of the car, and you don't even have the time to actually see her, because the security guard just formed a complete wall. And I saw this turquoise thing in the little head, very, very short. I'm sure she's like 140 meters. She sounded really, really, really small. Then she enters, and she just stood there. She just stood there, and I was like, I just saw the Queen. I can tell everyone I can even move out of London. Then I arrived to my workplace, and I said, guys, I just saw the Queen. I was hysterical. I said, I just saw the Queen. I just saw the Queen. And they were like, oh, Leo, please just sit and start work. But I didn't care, because I did see the Queen, and no one can tell me otherwise.
On that lovely note, God save the Queen.
Yes.
Good. Thank you very much, everybody, for listening to Youthful Minds. Leo, it was a real pleasure having you on and telling us about EVS and ESC and Georgia. Thank you very much, everybody, for listening. Subscribe here.
Thank you, Leo.
Thank you so much, guys, for having me again. It was a pleasure to be here and share my experience with everyone.
Perfect.
And give it a like, guys.
Yes, like,
comment, subscribe. And also, while you subscribe to this channel, go to my channel. I'm sure they will put the description in the description. And go to my channel and subscribe it as well.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Goodbye. See you next week.
See ya.
Thank you.